Alright, what's up? This is like my third time trying to make this fucking video. It's supposed to be up Friday, but I like the same thing when I tried it over the weekend. I just ended up rambling for too long, so I'm gonna try not to do that this time. No, so I'm not making this fucking video again. Alright, so Halloween and spoiler review obviously is a spoiler fucking review. If you haven't seen the movie, don't fucking watch the review. Go watch the fucking movie. Or whatever. Unless you care about unless you don't care about being spoiled. Let's get into this fucking review. Alright, so I like the movie. I really, really, really liked the movie. When I first saw it Thursday night, I liked it but didn't love it. I gave it 7 out of 10. I rewatched it Friday morning and just thought about it all fucking throughout Thursday night through Friday night. I just thought about the movie nonstop and thought about the themes and thought about what they were trying to do and the story. And it just made me like it even more. I can say I still don't love it, but I really, 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 really like it. I almost love it. Like the title said, is it a misunderstood masterpiece? I think it's misunderstood, and that's why most people don't like it. I think I think it's definitely the movie's definitely misunderstood. That's not the only reason why people don't like it. Because not just because they don't understand it, but I do believe that a lot of people just don't understand the movie. Because they're either not smart enough to, or they just don't want to look beyond the surface level. And on the surface, they just want a movie with Michael just running around killing people. And I understand that. I understand that, and that's what they marketed the movie as. So that is another thing. I think they were kind of fucked up for marketing the movie, as you know, just Michael and Laurie. It was just fuck move. I think they were wrong for marketing the movie the way that they did to make people believe that it was just gonna be like Halloween Kills with Michael running around killing people the whole movie, and then at the end we were gonna get like some long big fight between Laurie and Michael with an epic ending, and that's not what you get. Having seen the movie, I don't feel like I'm okay. I'm satisfied with the way they ended it. I think that I would have liked something different. I would have liked for the final fight between Laurie and Michael to be longer. Uh, I would have liked. I would have liked for a bigger bang at the end when she kills him. Um, but I think I understand like the thematic reason and like the deeper reason as to why she kills him in such a slow way and it's not like a bang. So since I think I understand what they were going for, it makes me more okay with what they did. But I can definitely understand why people will be like, man, fuck this shit. And they can too. I think they know, which is why I don't really feel too sorry for them. But the reaction the movie has gotten, I would say mixed, but mostly negative reviews as far as I can tell. But at the end of the day, they knew what they were making. They knew people wasn't gonna like it. And what they were hoping for is that the movie will be kind of like Halloween 3, where it'll kind of grow with people over time, and over time as people understand that it's different, which they told you the entire year it was going to be different. They since Kills came out, they've been telling you it's going to be different, it's going to be weird. Um, a lot of people aren't going to like it. They've been saying all of that. So yeah, so they knew what they were doing. So it'll be interesting to see how this one grows on people and where people's opinion of it is in 5 to 10 years. Um, but yeah, as for me, I really, really, really like it. I still don't love it, mainly because I love the first hour, 14 minutes, but I feel like it kind of went off the rails a little bit in the last 35 minutes. And if that last 35 minutes had been, some changes have been made, and I get into what I would have wanted to see differently, I think that would make me love it and probably give it a 9 or a 10. But instead, I'm going to give it a 7.75. Yeah, 7.75, maybe an 8. So somewhere between 7.75 to 8. Because I think like it's just it's a deep movie, and most people just don't. Obviously, that's not what most people go to see Halloween for. They go to see Michael killing people for 2 hours, for an hour and a half to 2 hours. They don't go to see a Halloween movie to have Michael in a sewer for almost the whole movie, and for like a deep philosophical message. But I'm okay with that. I just think they should have marketed. They should have been more honest about that in the marketing, which they were in the interviews. They would say in the interviews that it's different, it's weird. Michael has a colleague. They would say all this in their interviews, most people aren't gonna see the interviews. The regular average person isn't gonna be on YouTube watching these interviews, reading these interviews that are in the magazine. That's like the diehards would be, but like the regular casual viewer, uh, all they see is the trailer, and the trailers made it seem like there's gonna be like Halloween Kills, and that like the fight between him and Laura is gonna be like epic and have this epic ending that it didn't have. So I could see people kind of like were pissed off on that. So I understand, but I do think the movie it's been misunderstood. It's a misunderstood almost masterpiece. Like it's almost a masterpiece. It's a philosophical horror movie. Some people call it elevated horror. Some people call it, like the A24 movies. Um, yes, deeper horror, drama horror, whatever you want to call it. Where like it's not just motherfuckers jumping out jump scares every 5 minutes, trying to scare you that way, or just a mindless movie where it's just motherfuckers just running around killing people all day. Like it's a deeper message within the movie, and while there was in kills in 2018 too, I mean as well, and even in 1978, all four of these movies have a deeper message that they're trying to get across. Um, this one puts the deeper message way before horror or slasher or Michael or any of that. The message is the most important thing, and they put everything else behind that. Um, and obviously, for some people, that did not work. Yeah, it worked for me, but for a lot of people, it did not work. Like I said, my issue with the movie, with the reason why I'm giving it 7.75 instead of a 9 or a 10, isn't because I didn't like that it was a philosophical movie. My issues are mainly creative differences that I would have done differently to make the point even stronger and to drive it home even stronger of whatever the philosophy of the movie, which to me is like a movie examining what is evil and what are the different kinds of evil and how much trauma does it take to make someone evil. To me, that's what the movie is about. Um, I think it connects to the rest of the trilogy and to 1978 because this is a quartet when you include 1978. Because none of the movies are about Michael. I think we all go for Michael. Everyone wants to see Michael run around with his mask killing people. I would rank Michael above like any other slasher: Jason, Freddy, Chucky, Jigsaw, uh, Ghostface, Leatherface. Michael is number one for me. I think he is for a lot of people. I think most people would rank Michael as number one in the slasher out of the slasher killers. But at the end of the day, if you take 1978 and you take this trilogy, Michael is not the main character of the movies. Even 1978, he's not the main character. Laurie is. Laurie was always the main character. And in this movie, obviously, Corey and Laurie are the main characters, and everyone else, including Michael and Allison, are there to facilitate their story, and which is their story is the main point, the main philosophy of the movie, you're examining it through them, and you always were. Michael is just he's just the cool motherfucker running around killing people, and everybody wants to see Michael. And like I said, he's not actually the main character, and I think when you stop and you step back and you think about it more, and you are willing to overanalyze the movie to see what it's actually about, the entire trilogy and the entire quartet, including 1978, and you look at it that way, it's not that hard to understand why certain decisions were made in this movie, including putting Michael on the back burner. Like I said, the movie isn't even about him. It never was. The sequels made it about like Halloween 2, the original Halloween 2, obviously not Halloween 3, but then 4 through 8, and then Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. Even Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 isn't really about Michael in a way. It's more about Laurie than Michael. But his Halloween 1 is about Michael. For Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 is more about not even just Laurie, just all the survivors of what happened in his Halloween 1, including Loomis, and it's about like more about the effect Michael had on them. But we're not talking about that movie. But all of the other ones, Halloween 2 through the Rob Zombie's H1, are all about Michael, because they saw the money in Michael, and they saw that Michael was they saw that he was the money, so they made everything about him. Halloween 4 is called The Return of Michael Myers. Halloween 5 is called The Revenge of Michael Myers. Halloween 6 is called The Curse of Michael Myers, because they saw that he was the moneymaker. But the movies were never supposed to be about him. He was always supposed to be this one-dimensional evil character who was there to drive home a point and a theme. And in this trilogy, they put him back into that place. Halloween 2018 is about Laurie again, just the same way 1978 was about Laurie. Halloween Kills, they put Laurie on the back burner to actually, that's the one where the movie is about Michael, but he's also like a co-star of the movie. The movie's about Michael, and the movie's about the town. Those two things. But 78 is not about Michael. 2018 is not about Michael. And this movie is not about, and Ends is not about, the only one that's about Michael is Kills. Him being like, and even that's like a co-star thing between him and the rest of the town. Like the town itself is a character, and he is a character. And no, they share the co-starring role in the movie, with Laurie being on the back burner, so she's like injured in the hospital. And then in this movie, Corey and Laurie are the main characters to drive home the theme of the movie, the philosophy that they're trying to get across with this movie. Pros of the movie, I like that they were ambitious and they took a risk and they wanted to do something different. Obviously, not everybody wants to see something different. You have 11 other movies with Michael running around killing people. So why can't they make one without him doing that? Why can't they make something different? It's not like, it's like, this is literally besides like there's 13 movies in this trilogy, and in this series, this franchise. Only 2 of them don't feature Michael just running around killing people all day, the entire movie. To be fair, in 1978, he doesn't start killing people until like the last third of the movie. For the most of the movie, he just stalks. That movie is an hour and a half long, almost like exactly an hour and a half long, and he doesn't kill Annie until like 57 minutes into the movie, and that's when it really starts. But the first 57 minutes of the movie is mostly him just stalking people. We have the first kill of his sister, then he breaks out. We don't see him kill the person he steals the jumpsuit from, but we see that he killed someone to steal a jumpsuit, and then but the main killing, Annie, what was that girl's name? Lindsay? Nah, Linda. I think yeah, Linda. Annie, Linda, Bob. That shit doesn't happen until like the final 30 minutes of the movie because you just sat through an hour of him just stalking people. Um, it wasn't until the rest of the movies, the sequels, that they started really going hard with him just killing people the whole movie because they saw that that's where the money was. But I like that they took a risk and they were like, you know what, let's do something different. We gave him Halloween Kills, which was the point of Halloween Kills. They were like, let's go wild, have Michael just run around the city just killing people all fucking movie. You gave him two mob scenes. The firefighter scene and the actual mob scene at the end of the movie. He just laying bodies out. Had the cool kills with the and just cool ass kills the whole fucking movie too. Um, and people still didn't like that fucking movie. People didn't like it. So it's like no matter if you have Michael running around killing people all day, people aren't gonna like it. You put him on a back burger, some people are not gonna like it. So no matter what you do, some people are not gonna like the fucking movie. So they're like, let's just go ahead and do what we want. Which I wouldn't be surprised if they wanted to do something like this all three movies, but they were like, nah, let's at least give them something. Let's at least give them something simpler before we do something deep like this. So I approve of the risk they took and the ambition of it to be like, you know what, we already got our money, because Halloween 2018 Halloween Kills profited like over $300 million profit between the two of them. So it's like, and then the budget on this movie was probably 20 million. So out of the 300 million profit you made, let's say you spend 20 million to make the third movie, you still have 280 million to 300. I think it was over 300. No, yeah, it might have been like combined. They might have made 400 million. But they might have made, let's say 350. Let's say you made 350 million, spend 20 million to make the third movie, you got 330 million left. So it's like even if this movie doesn't make any profit at all, which it will, but even if it doesn't, over the whole trilogy, you still have made over $300 million already. So it's like they have no incentive to be like, we gotta make something that people are definitely gonna like, gonna want to go see 15 times, and spend all their money on it because we already got the fucking money. So I love when artists are just like, you know what, fuck the money. We're gonna make what we want to make because we just want to fuck with the art of it and just be artists, and that's what they chose to do, and I approve of that. My next my favorite part of the movie, the first half of the movie, which is the first half of Corey's arc. My favorite scene in the entire movie is when Corey lures um Doug Mulaney down to the cave, and Michael kills his ass with Corey egging him on. That scene, that was a fucking masterpiece of a fucking scene, nigga. Like I said, the entire movie isn't a masterpiece. I say like it just misses the mark on being a masterpiece. Um, but that fucking scene was a fucking masterpiece scene, nigga. But Michael's like fucking limping and he has his arm all gift up and shit. And Corey's like, get up, get up, get up, get up. I was like, oh shit, nigga. I was ready to mark out in that fucking theater. Then when Michael stabbed this nigga and started to fucking shaking and catching the Holy Ghost and shit, I was like, oh shit. I was like, this is gonna be my favorite fucking movie. Cause I just like over examining the meaning behind him doing that, and the like the theme, how it tied in with the theme of the movie and all that. And when Michael grabbed Corey when Corey first went in there, and Michael grabbed him up and looked into his eyes, and then he chose to let him go. I was like, all right, I see what they doing. I see what they doing. I can fuck with it. I can fuck with it. Um, but yeah, that was my favorite scene in the entire movie. Uh, I loved where they were going with it. I loved what I thought they were gonna do. When Corey, after every kill, going to Allison and being like, I don't know what's happening to me, and all that shit. I thought I knew what they were trying to do. And I thought I knew where it was going. I still understand what they were trying to do. But I think what I thought they were gonna do was with each kill, Corey was gonna get more and more like Michael until by the end of the movie, Michael dies. Corey takes the mask. Um, well, he already had the mask, but however, Michael was gonna get the mask back after Michael died. I thought Corey was gonna take the mask back and officially fully become the shape. Like he wasn't gonna talk anymore, nothing. He wouldn't go feel pain no more. Well, Michael does feel pain. Like in the other movies, Michael feels pain. You can tell he feels the pain, but he just keeps going. And just doesn't stop him. But he does feel the pain. At least the way I'm looking at the movie. To make the other movies when he gets hurt and shit, he definitely feels pain. Or else when Laurie shot off his fingers, he wouldn't have like backed off like that. Like the nigga feels pain. And like when the mob beat his ass down, he felt that shit, which is why he went down. He wasn't playing coy, he wasn't pretending. He went the fuck down. And then I think what made him pop back up by them not touching him for a little bit, they allowed him to like kind of regenerate energy and allowed like his adrenaline just go fuck like ape shit, and that's how he was able to bounce back up. But he definitely feels it. Yeah, like I said, I thought they were like with each kill, Corey was going to become. It's kind of like how with each kill, Michael becomes stronger. I thought with each kill, Corey was going to become more and more like the shape and become more like Michael. Which, as you can see, it only took Michael like one time to just killing his sister, and he's already mute. He becomes a shape. Um, but obviously with Corey, I think the point is since Corey was older and he has like more life experience and more emotion built in than like a 6-year-old would have, and that's why it would have taken him more kills to get like that. And also since the shape is in Michael, I thought it was like a a process of it transferring out of Michael and into Corey. And by the time Michael died, the transfer would be complete, which would be part of the reason why Michael does die, is because the shape is leaving his body, and like the shape is what, assuming the shape is like its own entity and it's just possessing Michael's body. By the end of the movie, Michael would die, and the shape, because the shape would be like, you know what, he's 65 years old, because he is 65 years old in this movie. Um, he's 65. His body's too worn down at this point. His hands infected as shit. About to fucking fall off. We have this younger body in Corey. Let's just go ahead and transfer over to him, and the shape would transfer from Michael to Corey, and Michael would die. And Corey would be the new Michael, and he would just walk off into the sun, walk off into the night, and that would be the end of the movie. So that's how I thought the arc would go, and that's why I was fully enjoying Corey um, up until he up until the scene like he calls Allison and he's like, we need to go tonight, like now, because your grandma wants to kill me. Up until that scene, I was like fully locked in. I was fucking loving what I was seeing. Uh, but we'll get into what I didn't like, and when I get to the cons. Uh, the third thing I enjoyed seeing was watching everyone move on. I enjoyed watching them in the kitchen, baking the pie, and watching Lori when she was like talking to when Lori, Lindsay, and uh, Allison are in her house after she first introduces Allison to Corey. Um, and she's like egging her on, like, and she's like, show him your tits or some shit like that. I enjoyed watching those scenes of them trying to be normal and trying to move on from what happened. Um, and like the scene with Lori and Hawkins in the grocery store. I enjoyed that scene between those two a lot. And like they had like the little cute little flirtation thing going. Um, and I was surprised that they weren't already together because I think a lot of people, including me, thought they were already gotten together at between the 40 years. Um, but apparently not. Um, uh, Something I think other people maybe wouldn't have noticed that I did was that it was pretty clear that it was somewhat of a facade. Like they were trying that you could see a little bit through the cracks of what they were trying to that they had moved on, but you could tell that it wasn't fully. They weren't fully sold on it themselves. Like they didn't fully believe even themselves that they had moved on and that everything was all right. Um, I think that was supposed to be the symbolism of the pie burning at the beginning of the movie. Uh, Before Allison goes to work, Lori's in there and she's cooking a pie and it starts burning, and she kind of freaks out a little bit. I think that was supposed to be the meaning of that. Like, yeah, they've moved on and she has a new house. Allison, assuming she's graduated college because she's supposed to be a nurse and you gotta go to college for that. So she's graduated from some nursing program, so she's a nurse now at the hospital. And in fact, it's the same hospital where all that shit happened in the last movie. It's kind of creepy, but it's like, how does she not? Uh, how does how does that not give her any type of PTSD from working in the same hospital where all this shit happened? Um, Even though Michael didn't kill anybody at the hospital or go through a rampage at the hospital, it was a still crazy situation in the hospital. And so yeah, and that's not brought up at all about how she feels about working in that hospital. But you can obviously tell they're still affected by what happened, even though they try to they're moving on, they're forcing themselves to be normal and live, just go on with life. But you can tell that they still it's still affecting them. So I was cool with that. Um, oh, it's just a side on that lady, the black lady who survived Sandra, who survived the light tube to the neck. Uh, I thought about that the day before I went to see the movie, because on Wednesday I rewatched Halloween Kills, and I realized that at the end of her scene, she's still breathing, and I was like, what if she survived? And I like kind of like was like, nah, she didn't survive. But then she pops up in the movie. I'm like, what the fuck? She survived? As the main person I thought would survive and pop up in this movie was Aaron, the journalist from part one, because he is clearly still alive at the end of that beatdown. Because Michael just beat him down. He didn't choke him out. He didn't break his neck. He just beat the fuck out of him. And he's still clearly alive at the end of that scene. So I was really surprised that he didn't pop up. Because even when the police are there, uh, collecting the bodies, you see his girlfriend's body, and you obviously saw her die because you saw Michael like break her neck or strangle her to death, and you saw her legs stop moving. And he sees this, he's watching this, but you don't see his body. You never see him actually die on camera. So I was really surprised that he didn't show up. I wonder if the actor just didn't want us to do it, or like I wonder what happened there. If was he originally supposed to pop up, but they changed their mind? Did the actor just not want to do it? Because that was a surprise to me. That if out of everybody, she was the one who survived, when he was the one who seemed like the obvious one who survived. Between both movies, Kills in 2018. I don't understand why the fuck she was in a wheelchair though, unless like she's just so depressed and so just giving up on life that I don't know. I mean, some people say maybe the light tube like pierced her spinal column, which I guess is possible. But I just thought it was weird that she was in a wheelchair. Um, when all he did was stab her in the neck. All right, cons. Well, was the second half of Corey's arc. I was not too sure about the whole if I can't have her, no one can. And the attempted suicide, and well, like when he did that shit, I was like, huh? Like when he grabbed the knife. First off, when Lori just like shot out, wasted all her bullets and threw her gun, and was like, "If you want to kill me," and she like let him pick up this knife. I'm like, so she was just gonna let him kill her? Was she really just gonna let him kill her? Like, what the fuck was the point of shooting him then? If he was just gonna let him kill you, and he just stabs himself. I was like, what the fuck just happened? And that's still confusing to me. I try to wrap my mind about what the fuck they were actually going for with that. Um, and I just don't know how it tied into the rest of the theme. I guess it does in a way, because like I said, it's about the different kind of evil, different kinds of evil, and at the end of the day, even though Corey is, um, he's supposed to be the next shape, he hasn't fully formed into the shape yet, and he's still, and then I think like this evilness is affecting him in a way that in a different way than Michael, in a different way than Laurie. Because I do believe that Laurie is the movie. Part of the movie is one of the things the movie is telling you is that Laurie is evil, and I'll get into why that is when I get into my theory portion. But like Corey's kind of evil is just like he's not walking around just killing random people. He's only killing people who fucked with him or fucked with Allison, and he he doesn't really have like a potion to kill yet. He only is out for revenge, and obviously he's like obsessed with Allison because he kind of sees her as his ticket out and ticket back to normalcy. Like he wants, like the boy, before he kicked the boy out down the stair over the railing by accident, he was on a good path in life. He was supposed to go to college and go be an engineer. And then that all got fucked up when that little boy fucked his life over. Because it was the boy's fault. It was completely 100% the boy's fault. Um, and I have a theory about the little boy as well. But it was completely the little boy's fault what happened. And obviously Corey just wants to live his life as peacefully as possible, just do his job and try to move on. But the town won't let him forget it. And the town treats him like he is like he's already Mike, like he's Michael. So he dons Michael's stuff and he just goes around killing his ass. But I was like, I would have been okay with the way, because like I said, the shape hasn't fully taken over Corey yet. But I could have seen, like, in his mind, I think he's like, oh, he would have went to him and Allison would have left town, and either he would have stopped killing or he would have still kept killing, but he would have stayed. Like he would have wanted the best of both worlds. Like he wanted to be the Shape and also be with Allison. And I think eventually the Shape would have just fully took a hold of him, and he would have killed her ass. But he doesn't get that far because Lori gets the best of him, and he just because like up until the point where Lori shoots him, as you see he's walking around killing people. He's fully acting like Michael. Like he's not talking. He isn't he's moving like Michael. The way he's moving, his mannerisms are all Michael like. And I think that's the Shape, like putting on the mask, taking the mask from Michael and just putting it on and going around. Like and he didn't have to put on a jumpsuit, but just the fact just putting on the mask and going around killing people, he is the Shape. He is the Shape in those scenes. And I think when Lori shoots him and he takes off the mask, it kind of brings the real Corey back out. And which at this point, Corey is just a manic, um, obsessed, revenge thirsty dude, and he isn't like fully the Shape yet. And so that's why in that state, he's like, if I can't have her, you can't either. And he hears it. He hears Allison outside pulling up. So he stabs himself in the neck to frame Lori for his murder. Um, like I said, I think that's what they were going for. So if that's it, so that's they're going for. I understand it, but I still wished he would have lived and gotten to the end of the movie and then fully became the Shape, took Michael's mask, and just left. And like the end of the movie should have been him disappearing into the night, and with like us knowing he's the Shape now. That's what I wanted. Really, I wanted Michael to just live. I wanted Michael to live. I wanted Michael to just kill everybody and live at the end. But if Michael had to die, then I wanted Corey to just become the Shape. Especially seeing how good of a job Rohan Campbell did at that on those scenes where he's like being Michael and walking around. I'm assuming he was the one really in the mask and during those scenes. Because if he was, he did a really good job doing that. So I would have been perfectly okay with him, you know, which is what I wanted at that point. I was like, if Michael is gonna die and go in that wood chipper, I mean that metal that compactor, because they pretty much made it obvious from the start that that's what was gonna happen. As soon as Corey gets to the junkyard at the beginning of the movie, they just keep fucking showing you that damn compactor over and over again. So it's pretty clear that's what was gonna happen. They made it too obvious. I was like, let Corey go ahead and do his thing, but that was not to be. Yes, so at that point, like it kind of felt weird. Like it just started feeling weird. I was like, I know that it ties into the message somehow. I'm just have to think about it later. But as in the moment right now in this theater, this feels weird as fuck. It feels like this is going completely off the rails and they're just throwing shit at the wall. It's that same thing with Lori's with Lori's suicide scene. That scene just felt weird. I was like, okay, if she's got to this point, she's gonna kill herself. If she actually does it, alright. I'm cool. I'm cool with that. Kinda, maybe. I'll see how the rest of the movie plays out. And then obviously it ends up being a ruse. When I watched the movie the second time, that's when I noticed Corey in the background, like coming up the stairs and coming toward the room. Is like in the background, somewhat out of focus, but you can see him doing that. But I do kind of wish they had left that scene in from the trailer where he's like where he kind of copies the first movie, um, the 1978, where you see the POV of him going into the house, going up the stairs, and all that. I wish they would have kept that in because that was a pretty cool thing. Um, I think if they wanted to do the like see her setting up her suit, they could have like had her set up her suicide, and like they could have been cutting back and forth between his POV and her in the room setting up the suicide, and instead of just like catching it off guard and you see him walk into the room at the very end is when they cut back to that scene of him with his hand opening the door. Like, I wanted to see the full POV shot, but and the same thing with him killing his mom. Like I don't know why the fuck they cut that out. I guess it was for obviously I can't even say for time reasons because the movie was an hour and 50 minutes. But him killing his mom wouldn't have been no 10-minute scene. It would have only been a couple extra minutes. So I don't know why they cut that out. Um, and just judging by the trailer, they cut a lot of shit out. All right, well I'm gonna say a lot, but they cut out some interesting looking stuff that was in the trailer that I was like, oh, I want to see that scene. I want to see that scene. Like the scene where Allison closes the door and she sees Michael or Corey in the mirror. Like I want to know what the fuck was that. Like I don't know what that scene was. Uh, Maybe we'll see some of these scenes on the DVD and if they make another extended version like they did for Kills, we'll see some of these scenes, or maybe some of these scenes were part of like an alternate version of the movie with an alternate ending. Um, like I've heard of one potential alternate ending of what they consider doing. Um, but I'm very curious as to what the fuck was the context of some of these scenes that we didn't get to see. Like I said, some of them could have just been part of an alternate ending or alternate version of the movie. Um, cause like Allison never comes into contact with Corey or Michael while they're wearing the mask or while they're like up like that. So I don't know if she was gonna die and that's what that scene was, but they decided not to kill her. And like I said, it's a different ending or what. But like I said, the next kind was sometimes it felt like the uh, the story of the characters were being illogical in favor of the uh, the pushing the philosophical narrative of the movie. Like with Allison, like when Corey's calling her, he's like, "Oh, your grandmother wants to kill me. We gotta leave town." That should have been a big ass red flag. Uh, when Corey shows up after the Doug Mulaney kill, when Corey shows up to the house before they have sex, and he's like, how did Michael let you go, or did you escape? Uh, just the way his whole demeanor and the way he's acting and all that is that should have like been a big ass red flag to her, and she just brushes it off over and over again, and I'm just like, why the fuck is she brushing this off? Like, why is she saying something to him about about how he's acting? Weird, and she's just acting like it's completely normal. Um, my only guess on it would be, like I said, from the philosophy, from like the theme of what they're trying to get across, is that she's brushing it to the side because she's choosing to be blind to it. Because like this is like the first time since 2018 that she's really found someone besides her grandmother who also has gone through something really traumatic, and she just really connects with him, and she's choosing to ignore his obvious descent into madness to uh not lose. Like I said, she's like, he's the only person who's made me feel anything since 2018, And she's just she's ignoring all this shit to uh, just allow herself to have someone. So, and I mean, in that sense, it does make some sense. And I'm like, she's not gonna say anything at all about how he's acting and how weird it is. And then when he stabs himself in the neck, and she walks in right afterward, and she sees Lori. Yeah, obviously she sees Lori holding the knife, but I'm like, you don't see the Michael's mask just laying there. You don't see the fact that he's in a fucking jumpsuit and some boots, and Michael's mask is just laying there. Like I can see in the exact moment. I'm like, but I feel like she had enough time between her seeing it and her leaving the house, her getting in her car to be like, wait a minute, what? Like it felt like there was shit like that where it just didn't fucking make that much sense, and then it was to force the story. I like all shit, all movies have that. Oh, they do that in every movie. Every TV show has the characters doing something that doesn't make sense to force the story forward. But that was my only con. Um, because we can't really say. Obviously, Lori fucking knew what was going on. Even the little boy's dad, Roger, he knew what the fuck was going on. So he like I said, he looked into Corey's eyes and saw what was up. So only one who didn't see was Allison, and like I said, she didn't want to see. So yeah, that was my only real con. I just didn't agree with where Corey's arc went. I'll say then the next section of just stuff that's neither a pro or a con, stuff that it just is what it is. I'll say that one is the movie asks you to infer a lot of shit. Like a lot of shit just doesn't get explained. Like people was talking about from kills, the window, the house, like the Myers house. We never see the Myers house. We never know what happened to it. So this asks you to. I think David Gordon Green or Jamie Lee Curtis said in an interview months ago that or at the beginning of the year that the house was torn down, and that could have been the case. But as far as I know, that was not said in the movie at all, and they should have said that in the movie. They should have made that clear in the movie that the house was torn down after what happened. Um, After the bodies were collected, they tore down the fucking house. Maybe I've been meaning when I watch the movie again, I'm gonna try to pay closer attention to the newspaper clippings that they show when you first see Lori's office. She has all the newspaper clippings. Maybe it's on one of those that they mentioned the house being torn down, but they should have mentioned that in the movie. I said they ask you to infer about Michael, how the fuck he got in and out of the house, because they never explain it in Kills. They don't explain it in this movie, so they just ask you to infer that either he, and I don't believe that he transported. I think they be like, oh, he had to transport. I don't think they want you to infer that he transported. Yeah, I think he's transported himself to it in and out of the house. They want you to infer that he was just somehow, some fucking way, he's that level of fucking sneaky and intelligent that he got in that fucking house without nobody noticing. Maybe he climbed up. Maybe he climbed onto and he got in through a window on the second floor in the back. That's my only guess. That's my only guess. That's how he got in and out that house. Is that he went around the back and he climbed up not onto the roof obviously, but he climbed like something on and got in through a window on the second floor. So obviously there are windows on the second floor that he could have gotten on the side or in the back from. He didn't have to go through the front. He didn't have to walk into the back door and go around where they would have seen him walk up the steps. Uh, so I think that's how he got in the house. He went through the he went he climbed either a ladder or climbed onto the building itself, like on like a pole or something that would have been strong enough to hold him. So well, let's just say it was a ladder. He got a ladder and he climbed the fucking ladder and went in through a window on the second floor. There was one of the second floor windows. That's my inference. They don't say that. They don't show it. But that's the only way he could have got to the house. And I do not believe that you are supposed to infer that he transported in and out the house, like some people are saying. Uh, you are really supposed to, like I said, infer Corey's plan. Like, what is this? Like, why does he want to leave town? How is he gonna be the new Michael? He's killing people, and he's gonna kill people and leave town. And be like I said, I think he, like it was like, I think the shape and the person are different, and the shape and the person share the body. Michael has been fully taken over by the shape, but now that Michael's old and rotting and injured, the shape is in the process of leaving Michael's body, and chooses Corey as the next host. And I think the shape hasn't fully taken over Corey yet. And the part of him that's still Corey is who's wondering what's going on with me, something wrong with me, let's leave town. That's Corey. The part of him that is killing is the shape. I think that's what is going on, but obviously they want you to infer that. They don't say it out loud. That's already like the why does Allison stay with the obviously mentally deteriorating Corey? Like I said, she chooses not to see what's going on with him because she wants to stay with him. He's the only one she's like really identifies with, especially her own age. Ever since 2018, obviously there's Lindsay and her grandmother, but they're not her age, and she doesn't even want to stay in Haddonfield. She only does it more for her libido. She doesn't want her grandma to be alone. But she doesn't want to fucking be there. But Corey gives her a reason to want to. She wants to be wherever Corey is because she just falls in love with this nigga in like 2 days. This movie takes place over the course of like 4 days. It starts on. It starts on October 27th. Obviously, with the beginning, the prologue is Halloween 2019. But after that, we pick up on October 27th, 2022, and it ends. I'm assuming November 1st, 2022. That last scene in in Lori's house, it could have been the next morning, but it also could have been a day or two later. A day or two later, so it's either November 1st or it's November 2nd or November 3rd. That last scene in Lori's house. Um, and so Allison falls in love with this nigga in literally like 4 days and is ready to leave town with him. They say, how does the rest of the town hear about Michael's internment and the trash compactor? As cool as that scene was, I thought the procession scene was really fucking cool, really fucking beautiful. Um, just the way that the music, the song, the procession, that's the name of the song that plays, and the way it all, you see all the survivors, and you see the people of Haddonfield and and a couple survivors. You see Julian, so I'm glad he was in the movie. I was wondering, is this name? I was surprised how young he still looks, because I thought he was 10 in 2018, so he'd be like 14 now, but he does not look no 14. I don't know how old that kid is. Maybe he was like 7. So he didn't know like no fucking 7-year-old though in 2018. I don't know how old that kid is. But I thought he would look older than that. I thought he was older than that. Unless he's just like a really, really young looking 14-year-old. I'm glad he was in the movie. Um, Obviously, we see Sandra, and like she's the only one who survived. So, and obviously, Lori and Allison are driving, and you just see the entire town show up to see Michael get crushed. But like, how the fuck did they know that? That's a lot of fucking people. How did they know what was going on? How did they know where to go? That question is never answered. And I guess you're just meant to infer that um, maybe like a big ass group text was put out, or it spread through word of mouth. Like everyone saw obviously something was going on at Lori's house. All the police was popping up, and then when they strapped Michael to Allison's car, at the roof of Allison's car, obviously the people in the immediate on that street in the immediate area would see what the fuck was going on, and everyone would be like, "Oh shit, it's Michael." Um, because by that point, I'm assuming people would know what Michael looks like from his mugshot, because they showed an older mugshot picture in the background of Michael in the background on Halloween Kills. So that's why that scene with Tully, I think his name was Tully, no, Tavoli, the other patient who they get to jump out the window in Halloween Kills, didn't make that much sense because most people should know what Michael looks like. They say in the novelization that people don't know what he looks like, but the fact that they show a fucking picture of his mugshot, with him being older, on the TV in Halloween Kills in the bar, it kind of goes against the idea that they didn't know what he looked like. But I think the people in the immediate area saw them strapping Michael to Allison's car and realized that it was Michael. And maybe when the police when he called Sheriff Parker and the rest of the police, they started telling people. They started like telling like their family members and stuff, and that's how it spread. And that's how everyone ended up showing up at the thing. But like I said, they never actually explained that. And the last thing, is Jeremy possessed? Is Jeremy possessed by the shape? The little boy who Corey kicks down over the banister. That little boy was fucking demonic. Like, what the fuck? What was up with that little boy? And his mom mentioned that he's been hearing voices, and like they never went anywhere with that. And I was wondering, because before I wasn't actually 100% sure if he was even gonna die. Um, I was like, the scene might look like he died, but he really just disappeared, and people are like accusing Corey of like killing him and hiding his body somewhere, but they can't prove anything, and that's how Corey gets off. And then at the end of the movie, it would turn out he was still alive somewhere, and that he become the new shape. Um, Same way Michael did when he was a little boy. So now this little boy was going to become the shape. Um, but that didn't happen. He died, obviously. But I was like, what the fuck was up with that kid? Why was he acting so fucking demonic? Like, he taking a knife, making it seem like he'd been attacked, to lure Corey into that closet, just to lock him in there and tease him about that he's gonna get killed or something. Like, what the fuck was going on with that kid? And obviously, like I said, his mom mentioning that he's been hearing voices. I thought they were gonna do something like that, but they never go anywhere with it. Unless you want to infer that that little boy was already marked by the shape to become the next shape. But since Corey killed him, that's why the shape already kind of hovers over him, and that's what Michael sees when he looks into his eyes. He sees he doesn't just see the pain and the darkness. He sees that the shape has already attached himself to him because he killed that boy, even though it's an accident. Um, and another thing, the Michael looking into the window, I think it does confirm what he actually sees. Like exactly like what he sees when he looks at Corey's eyes. He sees the shape. He sees darkness. He sees pain and darkness and evil. The same thing he sees when he looks in Corey's eyes. That's what he sees when he looks into. He's looking in his own eyes. He's looking into his own eyes, and seeing the shape and seeing the darkness and the evil. Um, the end of the novelization of um the end of the novelization of Halloween Kills kind of confirms this to an extent, but you are meant to infer it because like they don't want to. This whole thing about not outright explaining Michael and explaining who he is and explaining why he kills, why did he snap on Judith? Why does he not talk even though it is stated that he can talk? Uh, and but but I think it pretty much laid out for you to infer that that is what he sees and that is what he sees in Corey and that's why he lets him go. But I was thinking, like I said, it's a deep movie that asks you to be able to think and overanalyze and infer a lot of shit. And like I said, I understand that people don't want to do that, and that's not what they want to see a Halloween movie for. If they want to do thinking and inferring and all that shit, they watch a different kind of movie. They watch someone else, where it pretty much made clear in the trailer that that's what that type of movie is. And in this movie, in the marketing in the trailers, that's not what they did. They made it seem like this was going to be like Kills or something. Even though they told us it wouldn't be, they made it seem in the trailers like it would be. Which is why I was like watching the trailers. I was like, what is so weird about this movie? Because the trailers don't seem like to show anything weird other than the core, other than the copycat aspect that was mostly confirmed by the trailer. Um, but I can see why people. I can see why people don't like the movie. Next thing that I say was neither a pro nor a con for me was the ending. It's not the ending I wanted. It's not the ending I would have went with, but I'm okay with the ending. I'm satisfied with the ending. I thought it was a really beautiful ending. It was something that Jamie Lee Curtis and James Jude Courtney said about the ending. They were like, our last scene together is really beautiful and powerful and erotic, and it made us cry. And I can see how it made them cry because it is a really beautiful ending, I think. Um, it's a beautiful ending to the story, to Laurie and Michael's story. Everything from the moment she slits his throat, I think is really beautiful. It's a really beautiful. From when she pins him down. Do I think they killed him too fast? I mean, I think the fight was definitely too short. But especially seeing as they showed the fucking fight. They put I feel like every shot of this fight was in the trailer. Like they pretty much put this entire fight in the trailers and the TV spots. Um, so that's just the same way they did with the what's it called? The same way they did with um the firefighter scene in Kills. They put this entire fight in the movie, in the trailer. The only thing you didn't see was her slit his throat. But other than that, you saw all the way up until she slits his throat. You seen that in the trailer. But yeah, I thought the way it was done was really beautiful. Uh, if you noticed, he dies with her holding his hand. I thought that was really touching. I know this isn't what people would want in a Halloween movie, but I was okay with it. And just from a filmmaking perspective, I thought it was really beautifully done. That, and I think the reason why she kills him so unceremoniously, you can say, it's not a bigger like a boom. Is more like a, even the way she slits his throat, she cuts his throat pretty slowly. It's just like, hmm, and the blood just starts flowing out. And even the way she, like, when Allison gives her his arm, Allison broke the fuck out of his arm, and she just hands him his arm, and she's like, okay, and she cuts his wrist like vertically instead of horizontally, and she's like, his blood starts to flow out his wrist, and she's holding his hand, and he dies. And I thought that was really fucking beautiful and symbolic of that. But obviously, there's at least on her end, there's this real trauma bond with him, and him dying, and her holding his hand while he dies. Uh, I just thought that was pretty fucking beautiful. Um, and I think the reason why it happens the way it does is because, like I said, at this point, the shape is mostly out of his body. Even though he kills Corey and takes his mask back, he is not at full strength. Um, so it's not like she gets the best of a full strength Michael alone, fast. Um she kills a 65-year-old deteriorated Michael who has mostly lost the power of the shape. Uh so I'm cool with it. And the way she's like, you're just a man in a mask. And which is another thing that Corey tells him when he takes his mask from him, which is a point that they really want to hammer home in this movie, is that Michael is not supernatural. He is a man in a mask, and that is it. He's a very evil man in a mask who is possessed by his entity, but that entity is mostly done with him at this point because he is just a man, and his age and his injuries are getting the best of him at this point. And so the shape is done with him for the most part. And at this point, he's just a man in a mask. He's just an old man in a mask. That's all he is. And while we like to look at Mike with this big supernatural serial killer, you're not supposed to, because that's not what he is. He's just a man in a mask. And that's why, certain things in the movie, like when Corey takes his mask from him, and he's like, "You're just a man in a mask," and when Lori takes his mask off of him and slits his throat, and she's like, "You're just a man in a mask, and you're about to fucking die." That's why it happens that way, and I'm okay with it. I'm okay. I'm perfectly okay with the way they did that. I'm satisfied with it. It's not the way I want it to happen, but I'm okay with the message, and I'm okay with the way I'm satisfied with the way they got the message across. Um, and then they take him to the junkyard and compact his body, shred his body. His body is fully destroyed. He ain't fucking getting back up from that. Which I was cool with. Obviously, you had to do that. It's like if you just slit his throat and bury him in a grave. It's like, is that really a believable way to end it, and a believable way to be like, yeah, he did. We believe you. He's dead. Is there really a believable way to do that? When we've already seen all this shit happen to him. Well, yeah, you could say we've never seen him, and we honestly haven't seen that before. We haven't seen him bled to death before. We've never seen him get his throat slit and his wrist slit, and the blood drained from his body that way. So much blood. It's always been like he gets shot and he like barely bleeds. He gets shot and stabbed, and he barely bleeds. He, and even still, the well after she slits his throat and a lot of fucking blood flows out, he still doesn't die, and in fact he still rips his hand from the knife, hurting himself even more just to grab her by the throat and almost strangles her to death with one hand while he's bleeding to death. So he still has some power, and I think, which is why I do believe that the reason why he dies is not necessarily but not necessarily because of what she did, because I think when after Allison breaks his arm and she slits that wrist, the reason why he just doesn't just rip the other hand out and go at her with that, I think at that point the Shape chooses to just admit defeat and leave this body, because he's like, at this point he's like, yeah, this done. And I'm okay with that. I think it's logical. I think it's very logical. In the context of the story and the context of what you think the Shape is, and I think the Shape is an entity separate from Michael that possesses his body. You may not think that, but I do, which is why I say Michael, the Shape is supernatural, but Michael is not. Michael is just a man, just a body, wearing a mask. The Shape possesses him until the Shape chooses not to possess him anymore, because he's like, at this point, this body is old, too injured. He gets his infected ass hand. He's just rotting at this point. It's like, I need a new body, I need a new host. And he chooses Corey, but Corey fucking ends up getting himself killed. Which is why the Shape kills Corey. Well, I'm not sure if the Shape chooses to kill Corey or Michael does. Well, yeah, I'll say the Shape. I'll say even with Michael, the Shape does the killing, not Michael. The same way with Corey. I think the Shape chooses to kill Corey at that point for pretty much the same reason. He's like, at this point, you are a liability more than you are an asset. Michael's been an asset to the Shape since he was 6 years old, and Corey is like, you got too much shit going on, dude. So I think the Shape chooses to leave Michael's body and let the body die at that point and just admits defeat. And I believe that the Shape is starting to take over Lori's body, and she knows it. And I'll get into why I say that when I get to the last part, which is the theory section. I said, what would I do differently? I think to make the movie even more of a masterpiece to me. God damn it. Man, let's get away from me. Get away from me. Get away from me. Get away from me. I'm telling this fucking cat. To improve the story even more, I still believe that they should have had Corey live, Lori die, Allison live, and they could have killed Michael, and they could have repeated the ending of repeated the 1970 ending with Corey and Allison, and let that have been the end of the entire trilogy. And some people would not have liked that because they would have been like, it's too open. I'm cool. I like open endings. I'm cool with open endings, depending on the circumstance. I think this is one of those times where it works. An open ending, I think, works in this scenario. It makes sense. It's the way the original was ended, and there was supposed to be a sequel. That was supposed to be the end, and it tied in with the theme of the movie. I think it ties in with still ties in with the theme and everything. For the shape to fully, by the end of the movie, Michael dies. Laurie kills Michael. Corey kills Laurie. Allison thinks she's killed Corey, and only to turn around and he's gone. The mask is gone. He's gone, and yeah, he's wearing the mask. I think he's wearing the mask when she thinks she killed him, and she turns around and he's gone, just like Michael in '78. And we get the shots of and the breathing, and that's what I think they should have done. It still drives. I think it makes for a stronger. I think it's a stronger ending, a better ending. It still drives home the point of the original movie. Still drives home the theme, and it works for me at least. But I'm okay with this ending. I'm satisfied with it. I'm satisfied with what we got. But I think I'm cool with that. And with Laurie, like I said in my predictions video, my predictions were all fucking wrong. But I just didn't feel Laurie needed to live. I think it's 44 years later. She's old. She's not doing any more. Jamie Lee isn't doing any more movies. It's like, why does she have to go out on top? I just didn't feel the need for her to do that. This isn't a happy movie. I mean, a happy series. It's a horror slasher movie series. I just don't like what like almost none of the other movies have happy endings, so to speak. I didn't feel the need for them to give a happy ending to this movie. I don't think they did. I think the ending is a sad ending disguised as a happy ending. I'll get to that when I get to the theory. That's how I would have changed the movie. Changed the ending, and I think that would have made it for me a 9, a 9 or a 10. God damn it. For me, that would have made it a 9 or a 10. And all right, so let's get into this theory. My theory is that by the end of the movie, the shape has taken over Laurie, and she knows it. And my points to this is how she says, even though we killed Michael, I killed my boogeyman, but evil doesn't die, it only changes shape. I think she says that because she knows that, and then like the final piece of that is, at the end when they do repeat the 1978 ending in a way, because they do the shots of the different rooms in her house, and in the last shot you see Michael's mask on her coffee table, or I think it's in the office. You see it's like on a table in the office, or on a coffee table in her living room. You see Michael's mask. I was like, why the fuck does she have that mask? Why didn't they throw it in the Why didn't they throw it in the compactor with him? Not necessarily with him wearing it, but with his body. Why didn't they throw the mask in there and destroy the mask too? Why did she keep the fucking mask fully intact like that? And I think the reason is because she's the fucking shape now. To me, that's what that symbolized. Other people might think differently. I don't expect Jamie Lee or David Gordon Green to confirm it, but that's my theory, and I think that's what the context clues of that was. That it's a tragic ending disguised as a happy ending. She is the shape now. She is fucking evil. Like I said, she's just a different kind of evil than Michael and Corey, but she's definitely evil. And the other clue that points to that in the movie is when Corey tells her like you know what you felt when you looked into his eyes. You immediately give into it. That was like the hint that, like, the same way what looking into Michael's eyes does to Corey. Like, that's the hint that it will do the same thing to Lori, or because apparently there was an ending discussed where they do confirm that she is the Shape now, where she tries to kill Allison and but stops herself from doing it. And she's like, she tells Allison to, like, get out the house before I lose control. And then the end of the movie is just her shutting the door. After she, like, kicks Allison out. So this idea of her becoming the Shape now was discussed, at least. I don't know if they filmed that or not, but that is my theory, that she keeps the mask because, and she says that line, and Corey says his line that I just talked about him saying about her. Like, he's like, I know that you felt it too when you looked to his eyes. That that not only is she now the Shape, but she always has been, and it just, she has more control over it than Corey or Michael did. But she definitely feels it inside of her, and she either knows that she's gonna lose control eventually, or she's worried that she will. Now that Michael's dead, and that's why she says what she says. But that's my little theory. What do you think? What did you think of the movie? Spoilers are allowed in the comments. This is a spoiler review. Like I said, a 7.75 out of 10. Not a masterpiece, but almost. If they had done, I think if they had one with the ending I just suggested, that'd make it a fucking masterpiece. If they hadn't had Corey try to kill himself, and instead he just, becomes more and more Michael, like what they were already kind of doing, just stayed on that path instead of veering off. I don't know, for shock value or what the fuck they did that for. This would be been a masterpiece. But let me know what you thought in the comments. If you hated the movie, if you loved the movie, if you just liked it, if you're in the middle on it, what ending would you have preferred? That is something I do want to know what people think. What ending? How do you think that they should have ended the movie? Yeah, if you're still watching this thing an hour and a half in, thank you. Subscribe, and I'm thinking about rewatching the other ones and doing reviews of them on this channel, and then eventually when I get to circle back around to ends, I'll do a ranking video. I see all these other ranking videos, but I've never done one. I honestly couldn't do one right now if I had to, because I haven't seen it's been a while since I've seen 5, 6, 7, and 8, and even Rob Zombie's movies. I think I've seen both the Rob Zombies this year, I think, or within the last year. I saw part of H2 this year, but I haven't seen the entire H2 since, like, it came out, and I watched H1 at some point this year, but it's been a while since I've seen 5, 6, 7, and 8. So I've never even seen 3. So yeah, it's been a while since I watched 2 as well. So I would need to go back and rewatch these other ones to do a ranking video. So I'll look into that, because the only ones that are on stream on a Peacock, or I don't think any of them are on Hulu. Maybe if you have the Hulu Live or the HBO or whatever all the add-ons are, you might be able to, but it's outright they're not on Hulu. They're on Peacock and maybe HBO Max. I know Kills is on HBO Max. They took Kills off Peacock and put it on HBO Max for some fucking reason. I do not know. I was like, what the fuck? Why would you do that? If you're gonna put ends on Peacock, really you should have 2018 and Kills on Peacock if you're putting ends on there, so people could go back and watch the other two if they want to before watching ends. But not only is 2018 not on Peacock, they took Kills off Peacock and put on HBO Max, only to put ends on Peacock. I'm like, why don't you just have the entire series on Peacock? That would make a lot of sense. You have the entire series of other movies on there. You have like all the John Wicks, all the Harry Potters. I don't know. I don't know why. Like even the other services do the same thing. I'm like, why do y'all have part of the movie in a like part of the movies in the series? You don't have the whole series. Like they'll have like I think on Peacock they have like all of the Freddy movies except for one of them, and I'm like, why not just have? Why wouldn't you have the other one? And it's like one of the middle ones. I'm like, why would you only? I'm pretty sure, like, who made that deal? But I don't know. It's not like 78 is on YouTube. You can watch that for free on YouTube. 4 is on YouTube. 2 is on Peacock. 3 is on Peacock. So I'll just have to like track down and see where I can look, where I can watch 5, 6, 7, and 8. Yeah, because Rob Zombies 1 is on Netflix. Rob Zombies 2 is on Peacock. 2018 isn't anywhere. Kills is on HBO Max. And the End is on Peacock. So yeah, I just have to like do some Frankenstein shit and get all these movies together and watch them and do a ranking video eventually. That ain't coming next week or anything. But I might also review each one individually before I do the ranking. But we'll see. Yeah, hour and a half in. I will see you in the next video. I don't know what movie I'm gonna. I don't know. If you're just here for the reviews, I think the next review is gonna be Black Adam next week. So well, it's Monday, so I guess at the end of this week, when Black Adam comes out, I'll go see that and review it. Yes, I'll see you then. But also, like I said, I also do videos about writing on this channel, do ASMR videos and all that. So subscribe for those if you're interested. And I'll see you in the next video.